So when you hear that word health, what's the very first thing that pops into your head? For most of us, it's something physical, right? Something we can see and measure pretty easily. Is it about fitting into a certain size of clothes or hitting a specific number on the scale? Or maybe, if we're being honest, it's about looking just a little bit better than the person next to us. Those are the usual benchmarks. But what we're looking at today suggests a completely different and much more profound way to think about it. And it all starts right here with this idea. The biblical view frames our body not just as a shell we live in, but as a trust. It's an asset that we've been given to manage. So the real question becomes, how we treat our body is a direct reflection of how seriously we take the purpose we've been given in life. You see how that just reframes everything? All of a sudden, health isn't just about looking good anymore. It becomes directly connected to our ability to serve others, the quality of our relationships, our mood, pretty much our entire quality of life. It's about stewardship. And the Bible actually has a specific, beautiful word for this all-encompassing state of health: shalom. Now, this isn't just about feeling a sense of calm or inner peace. It's so much bigger. It's about a complete, holistic wellness that touches every single part of who we are. You can think of shalom as standing on 4 interconnected pillars: our physical strength, our mental stability, our spiritual reliance on God, and the harmony we have in our relationships. And the thing is, if one of these pillars starts to get weak, the others feel it too. So let's dive in and see how this ancient wisdom applies today, starting with that physical pillar. So how does this perspective actually guide the way we care for our bodies? Well, it points to 2 ancient but incredibly relevant principles: rest and moderation. I mean, this quote completely flips the script on how we view rest. It's not presented as laziness or some kind of luxury. Instead, rest is a God-designed rhythm for life. The Sabbath is a protection for us, not a restriction. Honoring that rhythm is really an act of obedience to the way we were designed to function. And this isn't just about taking one day off a week. It's about building these restorative rhythms right into our daily lives. Simple things, really, like keeping your phone out of the bedroom at night, setting a daily unplugged time, and staying away from bright screens right before you sleep. These can make a massive difference. All right, the second principle is moderation. Now, this isn't about harsh self-denial or punishing yourself. It's actually presented as a form of wisdom, a way to make our lives more powerful and more effective, not more restricted. And again, the application here is just so practical. We're talking about things like not eating because of stress, making sure you get some fruits and veggies in every day, keeping dinner on the lighter side so your body can actually rest well, and just moving your body a few times a week. These are simple, sustainable acts of wisdom. Of course, shalom is so much more than just our physical bodies. So let's move on and look at the health of our inner world, our emotions, and our spirit. There's a common misconception that faith means you have to suppress all your feelings and just act strong all the time. But it's so clear that the figures we read about in the Bible were incredibly real and emotionally honest people. Just think about it for a second. We see King David expressing the deepest sorrow in the Psalms. The prophet Jeremiah is literally known for his tears. And then there's one of the most powerful and shortest verses in all of Scripture: Jesus wept. Emotions are not a sign of weakness. They're a God-given alert system. So, honoring our emotional health means doing things like pausing before we react, being totally honest with God about how we really feel, and sharing our burdens with a trusted friend. And it means remembering that admitting you need help isn't a failure. It's actually a profound sign of maturity. This proverb just perfectly captures the deep, deep connection between our spirit and our body. Our spiritual state, our sense of joy, our peace, our connection to God, it has a direct physical impact on our well-being. A healthy spirit is, quite literally, good medicine. Okay, so this whole integrated view of body and soul leads to a really practical question that a lot of people grapple with. If faith is so important for health, where does modern medicine fit into the picture? Is it one or the other? If you have faith, do you just pray and ignore what doctors say? Or, on the flip side, does seeking medical help somehow show a lack of faith?
Well, the message here is incredibly clear. Faith and medicine are not enemies. They actually work in parallel. We see the Good Samaritan using oil and wine to treat wounds. King Hezekiah was prescribed a fig poultice for his illness. Paul advised his friend Timothy to use a little wine for his stomach problems. Using medicine is presented as an act of wisdom and responsibility.
And this brings us all the way back to the ultimate goal. The point of pursuing health isn't just about adding more years to our life. It's about adding more life to our years. It's about what's called the sustainability of an effective life, having the physical, mental, and spiritual energy to love God and love others well for as long as we possibly can. So let's just summarize this whole holistic view. The body is a gift, our soul gives us our direction, moderation is wisdom in action, rest is an act of obedience, and putting all of this into practice, well, that's our responsibility. It's a really beautiful integrated system when you think about it. So the final question is really for you. After thinking about this holistic view of health, what is one small step you can take today to invest in your physical, mental, or spiritual well-being, to invest in your shalom?